afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turfway Park and happy Jeff Ruby Day as the road to the Derby starts here. Wonderful racing card put on by Racing Secretary Tyler Picklesheimer and staff. We have 13 live races on the racing program. The track condition, as always, is listed as fat. 55 degrees currently here as we start the changes in race number 1 with 25 minutes to post. It starts a pick 5 in the opener. Please note that number 3 Cigarette Boat has an ownership correction. It should read Cura Vida Investments LLC of Deuce Great House. Scratch number 6 Lil Fury. Please note that number 9 Liquid Addiction will debut as a gelding. Number 9 is a gelding. The jockey aboard number 10, Now That I Can Rock, is 1 pound over. And be aware that there is an equipment change not noted in the program. Number 11, Red Hot Rod, will take the blinkers off. Blinkers come off the 11 Red Hot Rod in race number 1. And Ruby Day's underway. As Liquid Addiction was quick into stride, Cigarette Boat away in good order will press up from the inside as they head up the backside. Book of Kells away forwardly placed from the 3rd position. Up to the outside of him is King of Kentucky on the run down the backstretch. Now advancing to the outside of horses is Now That I Can Rock. Then a length and a half further back, racing along mid-flight, it is Fast Forward another 4 back to Cypress Station. See the Skies is second last in Erasmus at the back of the pack, the quarter 22-1. On the inside, Liquid Addiction showing the way. Now That I Can Rock to the outside in second. Red Hot Rod up to the outside. The Red Silks from 3rd. Cigarette Boat down on the inside. Awaiting Racing Room from 4th. Book of Kells is 5th and 5 off the pace. King of Kentucky is next. 1 quarter to go. Liquid Addiction still showing the way. Now That I Can Rock in between horses to the outside. Red Hot Rod and Cigarette Boat in behind that trio. He's going to have to angle to the outside of Red Hot Rod with the final Florence Furlong now. Here's Red Hot Rod to strike the front. Red Hot Rod just to the outside of Longshot. Now That I Can Rock. They're inside the final 50 yards. Red Hot Rod with the blinkers off is going to get paid here. Red Hot Rod wins by just about a length. Now That I Can Rock was second. Then Cigarette Boat in Liquid Addiction. The running time was 1:11-3. Ed and Susie Orr and Wesley Ward and the Hall of Famer Johnny V start the show here with Red Hot Rod. Into the winner's circle, the official winner, number 11, Red Hot Rod. Red Hot Rod, a 3-year-old Railroad gelded son by Mendelssohn, out of the Master Command mare named Miss Pippa. The winner carried the red and black silks of owners Ed and Susie Orr, the winning trainer Wesley Ward, and Johnny V up top. Don Velasquez up top for Red Hot Rod's maiden breaking performance here. Breaks the maiden in the second start. First time gelding, and the blinkers come off 2-1. Official winner. Price is up, $694, $502, $318 on the winner. Exacta, wow, $319.72. 50-cent try, $444.79. Opening race superfecta winning combination 11, 10, 3, 9. 11, 10, 3, 9 superfecta for a dime, $391.82. $391.82. Race number 2 is up next from Turfway Park. Race number 2 starts the first of several pick 4s. Made in special weight to go my own 16th, race 2. Take out number 5, Solomon Vandy. Scratch the 9, Scat to Tap. And also scratch the 10, Captain Hank. Race 2, scratch 5, 9, 10. And they are racing. Gamer was quick into stride. Boone's Path hustled out from the fence. King Curlin flashing speed, stacking up 3 wide. Son of Thunder looks to tuck down from 4th. Amamata's Man will, though, as they head into the first turn. Then up to the outside of that one is Vintage Year. We trail back a link to American Triumph, 3rd last. Miracle on Ice is 2nd last. And Cater now at the back of the pack. About a dozen links top to bottom. They work around the opening turn at Turfway. 6 furlongs to travel. And it's Boone's Path up top showing the way. The first quarter up on the board, 23-2. So Boone's Path shows the way up the backstretch run by 2. King Curlin will track from 2nd to the inside. Gamer is 3rd. Right to his outside. Son of Thunder 4th. As we run up the backside, we trail back a length and a half to Vintage Year, and then 2 to I'm a Modest Man, still 4 or 5 back to American Triumph as they continue to run up the backside. Miracle on Ice is to the outside of him with Cater. They pass the half-mile pole. Half-mile time down the board, 48 seconds flat. Boone's Pass still showing the way by a length and a half. King Curlin gets the reins shaken at him to go get the pace setter there from second. Gamers racing towards the inside of Sun and Thunder. Also right there, Vintage Year as well as they race around the turn. Here comes King Curlin after Boone's Path, and Gamers set to strike. He tips out off the rail into the 3-path. Here he comes. Miracle on Ice from the backfield is up into 4th. Top of the home stretch. Boone's Path still there. King Curlin in the yellow and up to the outside. Here comes the 4-5 favorite, Gamer. Gamer with a 3-wide bid by the furlong grounds. It's Gamer putting away Boone's Path. It's Gamer up top by a length and a half. Boone's Path still fighting well for second from the backfield. I'm a Modest Man sliding up the fence, but Gamer was tons the best here. Gamer and Irad Ortiz wins by about 2.5. Boone's Path was second. Son of Thunder, I think, just tagged Miracle on Ice for the 3rd spot, and I'm a Modest Man checked in 5th. A running time up on the board for the favorite, 1:46 and 2. Entering the winner's circle, your unofficial winner of race number 2, Gamer. Gamer, a 4-year-old big gelded son by Twirling Candy out of the Bellamy Road mare named Back Road Bellamy. The winner's owned by X-Men Racing in partnership with Manicat Stables and also SF Racing. The winning trainer, Brendan Walsh, and Irad Ortiz, the winning jockey. Gamer breaks the maiden in start number 3. Gamer off at 4-5 to start that pick 4, 2-1-6-7. 4-5 over 52-1 over 8-1 over 13-1. And race 2 is official, 2-1-6-7 official. 374, 276, 234 on the winner. Dime Super, $114.81. A winning exacta 2-1. 2-1 exactly with the favorite on top, $93.98, 50-cent try, $109.99, and the double, the Ward Walsh double, 11 and 2, 13.60. Up next, the 3rd event, race number 3 from Turfway Park. Allowance optional claimers to go a mile for $74,000. 3 changes, take out the 3 outside horses, scratch 12, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14 out of the upcoming 3rd race. And they are racing to a beautiful beginning. Segoy flashing speed, Tropic Storm forwardly placed, and Cove Blue squeezed on for some speed to come on through these 3 across the course in front of Angor. Came away racing in 4th. Hague Point tugging hard from 5th up to that one's outside as they work around the opening turn on thin ice is 6 and about 6 off the pace. Explosive settles on to the inside of Nicholas Jones as they work around the opening turn. Great Charmer is to the outside of those. Still 4 back to Fowler Blue in Perfect Painting at the back of the pack. They got some pace to chase here. 23 and 3. Cove Blue, fleet-footed on the front end, shows the way a length and a half. Segoy pressures up to the outside from 2nd. Tropic Storm couldn't catch the hole. He'll have to wait from 3rd. On thin ice is 4th. Up the inside, Angkor moves a closer 5th. Hague Point is 6 and a half a dozen off the pace. Explosive starts to unwind from midfield, and then a link to Nicholas Jones. Gray Charmer's underway, moving in tandem with Perfect Painting, and Fowler Blue at the back of the pack. Half mile, 47 and 3. And Cove Blue, the longtime leader, shows the way. Here comes On Thin Ice and Segoy. They move in tandem after the pace setter. Whip is out on Explosive, who's in the 4-path. Tropic Storm at a huge number. In behind that quartet from 5th as they race towards the top of the home stretch. And Joe Rocco going to work on Segoy. On Thin Ice and the Axeman to the outside. Here's On Thin Ice up to the outside of Segoy. These 2 come together in the final furlong. And Explosive looks to pick up the pieces late. 1/16 to go. On Thin Ice on a tenuous lead. Explosive trying to press on pass. On Thin Ice would not give up. On Thin Ice wins, gathered up in the end. He won by a length. Explosive was 2nd. Then Segoy checked in 3rd. Nicholas Jones ran on for the Miners, 1:38 and 4. Into the winner's circle. The 2nd time in his career, here's number 10, On Thin Ice. On Thin Ice, owned by DJ Stable, LLC of Leonard Green, trained by Mark Cassie, ridden to victory by Luan Machado. On Thin Ice, a 4-year-old big gelded son who's by More Than Ready out of the Dynaformer mare named Frozen Treat. On Thin Heights, bred in Kentucky by DJ Stable, LLC. The winner got the mile 138 and 4. 9-1 winner here. Race number 3, unofficially 10-4-9-8. Now the prices are up for the third. The winner 21.92, 786 and 548. Exacta 118.56. The try 189.70. Dime Super $917.16. The first pick 3 on this Jeff Ruby Day card $47.61. The daily double of 2 and 10 64.16. In the fourth race, scratch the 2 Ronick, take out the 8 Accident. Also scratch 14 Let It Ride. And 2-8-14 out of the upcoming fourth. Where the 13 Monza Quake has drawn in, and the jockey on the 5 is 1 pound over. And they are racing. Kigali had an alert beginning. Metatron's Muse hard hustled out from between horses. On the run the first turn, Waco is right there as well. Smoky Mandate the Gray in behind that one. Then it is Magnificent Mile and Mamba Quake spun out and about the 5 path. River in Egypt down on the inside, saving every yard just towards the inside of Noises Off. Then a link to the Gray, right it off Jerry, a couple back to Navy Cross, and Theological is at the back of the pack. The quarter 23 and 4. Long shot leader Metatron's Muse showing the way up the backside, a length and a half with 4.5 furlongs to go. Waco keen to go on, and Johnny V trying to get him to relax, but he's pressured up to the outside by Magnificent Mile and Mamba Quake. These 4 lead the charge up the backside past the half-mile pole, a length back to Kigali, who's 5th. Smoky Mandate's on the move as they approach the far turn run. Half-mile timed on the board, 48 seconds flat. There goes Waco after the lead. Metatron's Muse still fighting. Magnificent Mile moving well in hand from third. From between horses catching the eye. Here comes Noises Off. And Noises Off up into third is going to look to go to the inside of Waco as they race around the turn. From the backfield, Smoky Mandate's up into fourth. There goes Right It Off Jerry now. Yellow Cap emerges. Top at home stretch and Noises Off. Trying to squeeze on through Waco at the top of the lane. These two come together in the final furlong now. Right It Off Jerry's back into third. It is Waco to the outside. Noises Off to the inside. These two continue to exchange bumps inside the final 16th now. And it's Waco who's getting the better of Noises Off. These two to the wire, and Waco in a photo there with Noises Off. That pair was at least 7 lengths in front of Right It Off Jerry, who is third. Kigali was fourth. A photo finish in the fourth. Thrilling stretch run. The 2 horses involved in the photo, they came together at the top of the home stretch, and neither would give an inch. A thrilling stretch duel here for the fourth race to start the 50-cent pick 5. As Waco was up front, and Eduardo Corrales tries to slide through along the fence, but he gets a Hall of Fame education here from Johnny Velasquez, as he and Waco has been posted as the unofficial winner. Again, unofficial winner number 6, Waco. Second, the 10, Noises Off. Third, number 9, Right It Off Jerry. And fourth, the 1, Kigali. 6, 10, 9, 1. Into the winner's circle comes number 6, Waco, a 3-year-old dark bay or brown colt by No Nay Never, out of the unbridled song mare named Mundus Novice. The winner is owned by Andrew Farm and For the People Racing LLC, trained by Wesley Ward and Johnny Velasquez. Gets his second on the day under a masterful ride as he closes in on 6,500 career wins. Johnny V with his second on the day here. Also, Wesley Ward gets his second victory on the afternoon. Price is up. The winner, $830, $498, $366. Exacta, $40.62. The 50-cent try, $50.89. The double, $140.90. Dime Super, $49.10. The pick 3, $105.71. Race number 5 is up next. It starts another pick 4 wager. Allowance optional claimer for the girls to go a mile. Scratch the 3 deck of cards. Be aware number 7, Magical Thought. The principal owner should read of Purple Rain Racing, Janie Buss. Fillies and Mares off and running in the 5th. French Cuffs had an alert beginning. Center Stage jumped well, and Schuylerville from the outside is hustled out to the front onto the run the first turn. So Schuylerville and Omo showing the way in about the 3 path. The lead is just about 2 lengths. Center Stage will track her from second. French Cuffs down along the inside from third. Fortune Bound just to her outside. Now Bloody Mary Morning, she's fifth, but in about the 4 path, a length and a half in front of the pair of Silver Leaf and Love to Run as they turn up the backside. A break of 2 back to Right Now, who settles along near the tail of the field. Hashtag Winner is second last, and Magical Thought is at the back of the pack. 5 furlongs to run, and it's Schuylerville after a quarter, 23 and 2 showing the way. Schuylerville in front by just about 2.5 now. Center Stage racing in second. Up to the outside as they head into the far turn run, now overtaking second. There goes Bloody Mary Morning. Couple links further back to Fortune Bound, who is fourth. Now starting to unwind. Love to Run has raced up into third. On her back comes Fortune Bound as they race around the turn. And Schuylerville is still there. Up the inside, here comes Center Stage. Love to Run in the gold. Tips out to the 3 path. She's closing in as they reach the top of the home stretch. 5 across the course. And it's a quarter mile to go. And up to the outside, Love to Run strikes the front. French Cuffs emerges from between horses, still fighting to the inside. Magical Thought. Here comes Sign of Peace. Sign of Peace cut loose to the outside, late on the scene. Hashtag Winner. 1/16 to go. French Cuffs reaching. Sign of Peace to the outside. Sign of Peace late on the scene. Hashtag Winner. Sign of Peace wins 3 parts of a length. French Cuffs won second. Hashtag Winner third. And checking in fourth was Love to Run in 1:39 and 1. In her career here on debut with a 4th place finish, and she comes back to pick up her second lifetime victory. Number 10, Sign of Peace, a 4-year-old chestnut filly by Declaration of War. Out of the Carson City mare named Avari City. The winner's owned by Running Meat Farm Incorporated, Brutus Clay. Trained by Brendan Walsh for his second on the card, and written a victory by Umberto Rispoli. And the 5th race official, the winner number 10, Sign of Peace, 1924, 918, 690. Exacta 9580, the try 185.06, the double 86.22. The first pick 4, 50-cent pick 4, gets you back 673.46. Dime Super 151.70. Pick 3, winning combination of 10, 6, 10 for 50 cents. Returns 269.26. 4 of 5 in the pick 5, 14.98. Winning pick 5, 1,042.43. Race number 6 is up next. It's sponsored by the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance. Made in special weight for the 3-year-old fillies to sprint 6 furlongs. Take out the 7 Frackin' Lucky, 13 Hurry Up Hannah, and scratch 14 Rolo Bolo. Race number 6 is named for the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance. Those folks are here set up in front of the grandstand just adjacent to the winner's circle. The TAA is the only accrediting body in aftercare and reviews all aspects of aftercare nonprofit during accreditation. Now, the TAA supports an infrastructure of 81 accredited aftercare nonprofits in North America that retrain, rehome, and retire thoroughbreds. Head on out to the table in front of the grandstand to learn more or donate to the TAA. Again, they accredited organizations that have 180 facilities across North America that do offer adoption programs, rehab programs, sanctuary, and equine-assisted programs. TAA sponsoring race number 6, the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, up next in 19 minutes. And they are racing. Good start for the favorite, Giada. Gormley-esque is firing up to the outside of her as they leave the chute straight to the main course. Liam's Gift is third. The other gray, Pick Me Girl, splitting horses from fourth, now up into third. To the inside, Poppin' Fizz is next. Ski Slope from between horses. Rattan is next on the run down the backstretch. Up to the outside of her is Cozy Magic, Kentucky Rain. They're about 6-7 lengths off the leaders. Still 4 or 5 back to a star for Cora. The quarter on the board, 22 and 2. The daughter of Into Mischief, Giada, on debut, showing the way, paving the path by a length and a half. Gormley S. tracking her from second. Pick Me Girl to the inside, waiting for racing room from third. Liam's Gift is fourth. Now Shadwell's Rattan is underway to the inside of her as they race towards the top of the home stretch. And Giada and Johnny V will turn first. Giada off the turn in front by a length and a half. Pick Me Girl is chasing her from second. Rattan is loose and charging. Also gaining ground, Mischievous Doll. They're outside the 16th pole, and Gianna is still up top. Mischievous Doll is lunging up to the outside, and Mischievous Doll just swept by the favorite. Mischievous Doll at 5-1 in the Bug Boy win, and win by a half a length. Gianna was second, Pick Me Girl third, and Rattan checked in fourth in 112 and 3. Into the winner's circle, number 5, Mischievous Doll, 3-year-old maid daughter by Into Mischief, out of the Tis Now mare named American Doll. The winner's owned by MO Racing USA, trained by Paulo Lobo. Ridden to victory by the Bug Boy, leading jockey Walter Rodriguez. Mischievous Doll, bred in Kentucky by Woods Edge Farm, LLC. She breaks her maiden here in their 6th run. Covered these 6 panels, 112 and 3. The 6th race official, 5-3-4-10 official, 1282, 422, 320 on the winner. Dime Super 103.68, pick 3, 124.36. Exacta 5 and 3, 32.88, 50 cent try 77.63. The double $104.02. Up next, race number 7 as we kick off stakes action. Race number 7 starts the all stakes single 6 jackpot wager. Race number 7, the 37th edition of the Animal Kingdom. Black type stake event, $250,000 guaranteed stake event for the 3-year-olds to sprint. 6 furlongs, scratch 1 and 7. And Gerard Ortiz picks up the 4. Eyewitness, the jockey in the 8. 1 pound over. Race 7 to start the stakes in 21 minutes. Here's the field for the Animal Kingdom. Number 2, Brazen Boy, owned by John and Brittany Turlup, trained by Jordan Blair. Chris Landeros has the call. Number 3 is Doug Miller and William Wargles Olathable, conditioned by Eric Foster, Gerardo Corrales in the tack. Number 4, Eyewitness, owned by Westerberg Limited, Mrs. John Magner, Jonathan Poulin, Derek Smith, and Michael Tabor. Wesley Ward, the trainer, jockey switch here to Irad Ortiz. Number 5, Swervin, owned by Bassett Stables, trained by Safi Joseph with Edgar Zayas. Number 6, Moonstrike, carrying the silks of Tom Horan. Jeff Engler is the trainer, and Adam Baskitza up top. Take out the 7, completing the field for the Animal Kingdom. Number 8, Tiger Paw, owned in partnership by Michael Ivarone, Julia Ivarone, Donald Durando, Bruce Muller, and Anime. Anime trains, and Luan Machado. Up top, that's a field of 6 to go 6 furlongs in the 37th running of the Animal Kingdom. $250,000 guaranteed for the 3-year-olds here. Win, play, show wagering, exacta, try, super, pick 3, daily double, and it starts a 20-cent all stakes single 6 jackpot. All stakes pick 6 starts here in just a few minutes. The Animal Kingdom as we start our Saturday stakes action. And they are racing into 37th running of the Animal Kingdom Stakes. And it was a fast start for the favorite Eyewitness. He'll have company, the son of Bolt Doro, Olathable to the inside. These two go on with it as Tiger Paw off the gate racing into 3rd position. Moonstrike is 4th at about 3.5 off the pace. And Brazen Boy is 5th in trailing. They fire up the backside outside, a half mile to go. And Olathable showing the way. Eyewitness in the clear from 2nd. Tiger Paw is 3rd behind a quarter, 22-1. Then it's Moonstrike from 4th, and Brazen Boy up the fence as they're almost single file with 3 furlongs to go. Olathable still showing the way, but Eyewitness is breezing up well in hand to the outside. Moonstrike moves a closer 3rd. Tiger Paw is 4th, and Brazen Boy with a couple whip tap urges from the back of the pack, top of the home stretch. And here comes Eyewitness. Eyewitness in a confident. Irad Ortiz showing the way. Olathable trying to counterattack from the inside. Moonstrike is up into third. Brazen Boy is fourth. They're outside the 16th pole, and this is a dominant display of supremacy here. Eyewitness is going to be perfect 2 for 2 over the Turfway surface. Eyewitness, much the best, taking the Animal Kingdom, and he won it, and he was never asked, and won by about 4.5. Olathable was second. Brazen Boy from the backfield third, and Moonstrike was fourth. Eyewitness stops the timer 1:11 and 3. What a day for WW. He picks up his third victory. He still has one horse left. Fantastic again in the big race. And he scores again here. He takes another edition of the Animal Kingdom, this time with number 4, Eyewitness. Here he is, a super talented colt, number 4, Eyewitness, a 3-year-old bay colt by City of Light out of the Mr. Greeley mare named Gracilia. The winner's owned by Westerberg Limited, Mrs. John Magner, Jonathan Poulin, Derek Smith, and Michael Tabor. The winning trainer, Wesley Ward, for his third on the day, and jockey Irad Ortiz with his second as well for Eyewitness. This is his second straight win here at Turfway. Perfect 2 for 2 over this surface. And he covered the 6 panels. Never asked. 1:11 and 3. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I direct your attention to the winner's circle, where the trophy presentation being made to the winning connections of number 4, Eyewitness. Owners Westerberg Limited, Mrs. John Magner, Jonathan Poulin, Derek Smith, Michael Tabor, trainer Wesley Ward, and jockey Irad Ortiz for their victory here in the Animal Kingdom. Making the trophy presentation, Turfway Park historian, Mr. Jim Claypool. And Dr. Jim Claypool making that trophy presentation to the winning connections of Eyewitness, your official winner of the 37th running of the Animal Kingdom. And the price is up for the Animal Kingdom. The winner, $342, $232, $210. Exact to $7.38 to try, $352. The double, $21.28. There was a consolation double, 5 and 5, $12.02. Winning pick 3, $47.35. Consolation pick 3 with the late scratch of the 5 was $21.52. Up next, the 8th race in 18 minutes, race number 8. The 36 running of the Rushaway Stakes. You're reminded, scratch the 6 Stonemont Reunion, scratch the 14 Low Visitor, the 13 has drawn in. In addition, the Rushaway will start the All Stakes pick 5. There is a carryover of shy of $100,000. Here's the field for the Rushaway. Number 1, Itzo's owned by OXO Equine, trained by Paulo Lobo with Gerardo Corrales. Number 2, Brownwood Farms Roja Redemption. He's also trained by Paulo Lobo with Joe Ramos. Number 3, Waters Edge LLC's Worthington, trained by Mike Maker with Umberto Rispoli. Number 4, Santorini, owned by Windstar Farm and Sienna Farm, trained by Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz up top. Number 5 is Quadra Island. He's owned by Dotson Stable, trained by Brad Cox with Fernando de la Cruz. The 6 is out. Number 7 is Sean O'Brien's Ocean Point, trained by Richie Estefenko with Orlando Mojica. Number 8, Qatar Racing, Mark DeTemple and Fergus Galvin's Reckoning Force, trained by Brendan Walsh with Adam Baskitza. The 9, Midnight Rising, owned by Surfside Stables, LLC, Jordan Blair trains, and Luan Machado, the jockey. Number 10, Ironsides, owned by BBN Racing, trained by Vicky Oliver. Declan Cannon has the call. Number 11 is Rarified Flair, owned by Magdalena Racing, C&H Diamond Racing, LLC, David Menard, and Al Riccio. Kenny McPeak trains at Chris Landeros. Number 12, Moon Landing, owned by Bob LaPinta, E5 Racing Thoroughbreds, and Madicket Stables. Mike McCarthy trains Johnny V up top. Complete in the field for the 36th running of the Rushaway, number 13, Unified Weekend, owned by Fly With Me, trained by Antonio Sano with Sonny Leone. and then scratch the 14. That's the field for the 36th running of the Rushaway. $250,000 up for grabs to go a mile and 16th. Win, play, show, exacta, try, super, daily double. Starts at pick 3, and ladies and gentlemen, it starts the 50-cent all stakes. Pick 5, carryovers just shy of 100,000, and new money at this time just shy of 300,000. Post time in just a few minutes. And they are racing in a 36 running of the Rushaway. And it was a good start for the favorite, Santorini. Also quick into stride to the outside. Moon Landing taking up shortly after the start was Ironsides, who lost some links and some positions there on the run the first turn. Where Moon Landing from the outside draw has crossed and cleared right in front of Worthington. Then 2 lengths further back, stepping on the brakes slightly, was Itzos. Just got passed by Santorini. Also Midnight Rising. Reckoning Force settles long 6th, about 5 lengths off the pace, and 2 in front of Rarified Flair. Roja Redemption towards his inside, an early move up the backside from Unified Weekend. Then it is Ocean Point, and at the back of the pack, Quadra Island, a quarter in the Rushaway, 23-3. The pace is on. Worthington to the inside of Moon Landing. Meanwhile, Santorini is third to the outside of Itzos, who sneaks through along the fence. Midnight Rising in the clear from 5th. Reckoning Force is next, a length and a half back to Roja Redemption. And underway for the backfield, Rarified Flair, half mile, 48-3. There goes Santorini to stack up 3 deep to the outside of Moon Landing. To the inside is Worthington, and Midnight Rising moves a closer 4th, and here comes Midnight Rising with a blitz on the far turn. Itzos is full of run from 5th. From the backfield, still running on is Rarified Flair. Top of the home stretch, 3/4, 113-3, and here comes Midnight Rising, the son of Mendelson after the lead. Santorini still fighting on for the backfield. Here comes Ocean Point and Rarified Flair. It is Midnight Rising showing the way. Ocean Point at 1,000,000 to 1 is coming at him and coming on 1/16 to go. It's Midnight Rising. Ocean Point is lunging, as is Rarified Flair. These two to the wire. Rarified Flair hanging on a neck over big long shot Ocean Point. Then it was Santorini and Midnight Rising in 1:45-2. Rarified Flair, well prepared off the layoff by Kenny McPeak, takes the 36 running of the Rushaway in 1:45-2. Into the winner's circle, number 11, Rarified Flair, 3-year-old Dark Bear Brown Colts by Honor Code out of the Archmare named Truth. Rarified Flair is owned by Magdalena Racing of Sherry McPeak and others, C&H Diamond Racing, David Menard, and Al Riccio. Trained by Kenny McPeak and Chris Landeros. The winning jockey, Rarified Flair, picks up the second lifetime victory from 7 starts. The first synthetic start. Good-looking performance here to take the Rushaway. Rarified Flair, bred in Kentucky by Maccabee Farm. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to direct your attention into the winner's circle where the trophy presentation being made to the winning connections of number 11, Rarified Flair, Magdalena Racing, C&H Diamond Racing, David Menard, Al Riccio, Kenny McPeak, and Chris Landeros for Rarified Flair's victory here in the Rushaway. Making the presentation, CDI President and Chief Operating Officer, Bill Mudd. And the Rushaway official prices up. Rarified Flair, $61.78, $26.90, $12.92. 4 or 5 consolation, the pick 5, $36.21. The exacta, 11 and 7, $1,337.80. The winning trifecta, 11, 7, 4, 50 center, $1,920.52. In that daily double, 4 and 11, $137.48. Pick 4, $1,234.48. A dime super, $2,414.49. Winning pick 3, $139.38. Consolation with the scratch of the 5 in the middle leg, $61.12. The winning pick 5, $10,341.32. Race number 9 is up next, a filly and mare stake event to go a mile and 16th. It is the 41st running of the Latonia Stakes, $250,000 guaranteed stake event. And in the Latonia, jockey change on the 2 to Rispoli. Scratch the 3, Ready to Venture. Scratch the 7, Regal Realm. Post time in 19 minutes. Horses stepping onto the track for race number 9, the 41st running of the Latonia Stakes, $250,000 stake event for the fillies and mares to travel a mile and 16th. Here's the field. Number 1, Grand Ave Girl, owned by Dixiana Farms, trained by Kenny McPeak with Luan Machado. Number 2, Don't Tell My Wife Stable and Keith DeSormo's Candy Raid, trained by Keith DeSormo. Rider switch here to Umberto Rispoli. Scratch number 3, the 4, Il Malocchio, owned by Franco Melli, trained by Marty Drexler with Johnny Velasquez. The 5, Idiomatic, she's owned by Judd Mott, trained by Brad Cox, ridden by Chris Landeros. Number 6, Perfect, owned by Godolphin, trained by Mike Stidham with Fernando de la Cruz. Take out the 7, number 8, Kate's Kingdom, owned by Steven Terenci, Dieter's Company, Frank Taylor and others, trained by Will Walden with Irad Ortiz. Number 9, Vespa, owned by Mondesier Farm, trained by Paulo Lobo with Joe Ramos. Number 10, Calumet Farms, Bally Bell. She's trained by Gerardo Rodriguez with Gerardo Corrales. And completing the field for the Latonia, number 11, Bellamore, owned by Kaleem Shaw Incorporated. Simon Callahan trains and Martin Garcia in the ride. That's the field of 9 fillies and mares in the Latonia Stakes. Wagering options, win, play, show, exacta, try, super, daily double, pick 3, and it starts the all stakes. Pick 4. Post time in 4 minutes. And they are off in the 41st edition of the Latonia Stakes. It was a good start for Idiomatic. Also, Il Malocchio away in good order. There's Grand Avenue Girl from the inside, flashing speed. Perfect is 4th onto the run the first turn. Vespa makes her way over to the fence. She's covered up to the outside by Bellamore. Still a couple lengths back to the late running Kate's Kingdom. And a length and a half to Bally Bell. And the trailer is Candy Raid. Just outside 6 furlongs to travel in Latonia. And it's Grand Ave Girl showing the way by a length and a half. Idiomatic tracking her from 2nd. Perfect out in the clear from 3rd. Il Malocchio to the inside in 4th. Bellamore under a tight hold there, just had to touch the brakes from 5th. A margin of 4 back to Vespa, who's flanked up to the outside by Kate's Kingdom, who's on the move early. Then it is Bally Bell and another 4 back to Candy Raid. The quarter in the Latonia, 23-1. They approach the half-mile stage. It's Grand Ave Girl still showing the way, but Idiomatic now breezes up in hand from 2nd. Perfect to the inside of Bellamore, 3rd and 4th. Il Malocchio's under a heavy ride. Meanwhile, Kate's Kingdom is moving well up into 5th, and she's under a stranglehold from Irad. Half mile, 47 and 3. So the stage is set in the Latonia as they go 3 across the course. In Kate's Kingdom, she has some pace to chase, and she'll make it 4 across the course after 3 quarters, 1:12 and 2. And here they come to the top of the lane as Vespa has unseated the rider at the top of the home stretch. Meanwhile, Kate's Kingdom sweeping up and after Idiomatic, who's fighting there inside the final furlong. Whip is out on Idiomatic, and she's responding for Chris. Kate's Kingdom still trying to get by her to the outside. These two in the final 50 yards. Idiomatic would not be denied, and she's on a 3-race win streak as she continues to sparkle here at Turfway, taking the Latonia in 1:44 and 2. Idiomatic for Judmont and Brad Cox wins, holding off that charge of Kate's Kingdom here in 1:44.50 seconds. Into the winner's circle, number 5, Idiomatic. She's a 4-year-old bay daughter by Curlin out of the First Defense mare named Lockdown. The winner's owned by Judmont, trained by Brad Cox and Chris Landeros. Up top for the winning ride, back-to-back stake wins for Chris Landeros. For Idiomatic, this is her first stakes victory, yet it's her 3rd straight here at Turfway, and all 4 coming over this surface. Her lifetime wins, she's now 4 wins from 6 starts, all of those here at Turfway. She was bred here in the state of Kentucky by owner Judmont Farms Incorporated. In the winner's circle, the trophy presentation being made to the winning connections of the unofficial winner of the Latonia Stakes, number 5, Idiomatic. Owner Judmont Farms, trainer Brad Cox, jockey Chris Landeros for her victory here in the Latonia Stakes. Making the trophy presentation, world-famous jockey Steve Cawthon. Steve Cawthon, of course, was the youngest jockey to win the Triple Crown in '78. affirmed. Was named the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year as well. He's the only jockey to have won both the Kentucky Derby and Epsom Derby, and he's from right here in Kentucky and nearby Walton, Kentucky, just about 5 minutes, 10 minutes down the road. The horses stepping trackside for the 23rd running of the Twin Spires Kentucky Cup Classic $300,000 guaranteed stake event for 4-year-olds and upwards to race a mile and an eighth. Scratch 4, 6, 7, 11. Here's the field. Number 1, Two Birds, owned by Lance McCurrow. Jeff Hiles trains with John McKee. Number 2 is Founder, owned by Jeff Drown and Don Rachel, trained by Mike Maker, Joe Ramos. Number 3, Win True, owned by Frank Taylor, Black Ridge Stables, LLC, Dieter's Company, James K. and Michael McCobb and others, trained by Will Walden with Jack Gilligan. Scratch the 4, number 5, Woods Lane Farm, Wolfie's Dynaghost, conditioned by Jonathan Thomas with John Velasquez. Scratch 6 and 7, number 8, Ocean Atlantique, owned by Three Diamonds Farm, trained by Mike Maker with Walter Rodriguez. Number 9, Santine, owned by Godolphin, LLC, trained by Brendan Walsh. Adam Beskiza has the call. Number 10, Nice Guys Stables, King Cause, the supplemental horse in here, trained by Mike Makel with Gerardo Corrales. Number 11 has been scratched. Number 12 is Camp Hope, owned by Scott Leeds, Walking L Thoroughbreds, trained by Kenny McPeak with Chris Landeros. Drawing in off the also, number 13, Verstappen, owned by Andrew Farm for the People's Stable and Windmill Manor Farm. Brendan Walsh trains and Declan Cannon up top. Number 14, completing the field, is Richie's Got Game, owned by Paradise Farms Corp. in partnership with David Staldacre. Another one trained by Mike Maker, Edgar Zayas up top. That's the field of 10 for the 23rd running of the Twin Spires Kentucky Cup Classic. They'll be at the gate in just a few minutes. Wagering options, win, play, show, exacta try, super daily double, pick 3, and it kicks off the final pick 4 of this race card. Race number 10 in just a few minutes. And they are off in the 23rd running of the Twin Spires Kentucky Cup Classic. Santine, the million winner, stumbled at the start. He is last. A clean beginning for Wolfie's Dynaghost, who will come to engage Two Birds. These two under the line for the first time right together. Ocean Atlantique is third. Went true to the inside fourth. Verstappen is in about the 5-path from fifth on the run the first turn, where Camp Hope has worked his way all the way down to the rail. He's covered up to the outside by King Cause. Then from between horses, Santine is second last, and Richie's Got Game is at the back of a compact field as they work around the opening turn. 23 and 3 the time for the opening quarter. Two Birds shows the way. He's racing off the fence, and Camp Hope has come on through to challenge. Hard held from second. Wolfie's Dynaghost third. Ocean Atlantique tugging to make it 4 straight across the course as they head up the backside in the Twin Spires Kentucky Cup Classic. And it is Wolfie's Dynaghost now clears off after a half, 48 and 3. Bit of a breather there in the second split, and Wolfie's Dynaghost has opened up a 1.5 length lead from Ocean Atlantique to the inside. Camp Hope now settles down from third. Two Birds is fourth. King Cause to the inside as they race into the far turn run. Santine is right in behind him, as is Wintrue, as the pace starts to quicken outside the quarter pole, where Wolfie's Dynaghost still showing the way by a 1.5 lengths. Here comes Verstappen to the outside of Ocean Atlantique. These three across the course as they reach the top of the home stretch, and here they come in the Kentucky Cup Classic. And up top, Wolfie's Dynaghost has shouldered the load thus far. Whip is out on Verstappen, who's full bore down the center. Then it's Ocean Atlantique, King Cause, 1 furlong to go. Whip comes out on Wolfie's Dynaghost, and he is responding for Johnny V. And he's turned them back 3, back to Verstappen. They're inside the final 16th. Wolfie's Dynaghost, a perfect 3 for 3 on the synthetic, and he crushes here in the Kentucky Cup Classic by Twin Spires, and he won it well over Verstappen, who was second. Then we trail back to King Cause, Santine, and a host of others in 1:50.09 seconds. Wolfie's Dynaghost all the way. Into the winner's circle Number 5, Wolfie's Dynaghost. A 5-year-old big gelded son by Ghost Zapper out of the Dyna former mare named Dynair. The winner's owned by Woods Lane Farm, trained by Jonathan Thomas and Johnny Velasquez. Picks up another victory here on this Saturday card. 3 wins for Johnny. For number 5, Wolfie's Dynaghost. This is the 7th lifetime victory, perfect 3 for 3 over the synthetic as he takes the Twin Spires Kentucky Cup Classic in style. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to direct your attention to the winner's circle where the trophy presentation being made to the winning connections of the Twin Spires Kentucky Cup Classic winner, Wolfie's Dynaghost. Owners Wood Lane Farm, trainer Jonathan Thomas and Johnny Velasquez for their victory here, making the trophy presentation to the winning connections. Senator Damon Thayer. Prices up, Wolfie's Dynaghost 708 423 70. Exacta 45.82, the try 103.61. Daily double, a pair of fives, $30.52. Dime Super 92.06, pick 3 254.76. Up next, race number 11, the 41st running of the Bourbonnais Oaks, a $300,000 guaranteed stake event and a road to the Kentucky Oaks point race. Filly 3-year-old to travel mile and 16th in the Bourbonnais Oaks. Scratch number 3, Olympic Crank. Change the jockey on the 4 to Gerardo Corrales. The 6, Always at Ease, will now be ridden by Jareth Loveberry. Field of 10, Bourbonnais Oaks up next in just about 19 minutes. Here's the field for the Bourbonnais Oaks. Number 1, Renegade Rebel, owned by DJ Stable, trained by Mark Cassie with Rafael Hernandez. Number 2, Bolivie, owned by As One Racing, Haraste Atram, AIS, Falguier's Bloodstock, and John Britt, trained by Brendan Walsh with Irad Ortiz. Scratch 3, number 4, 30 Thou Kelvin, SJB Stable, the owner, John Terranova, the second, trains rider switch here to Gerardo Corrales. Number 5, Botanical. She's owned by Ellen J. Foxwoods in partnership with Clearsky Farms, Brad Cox trains, and Chris Landeros, the jockey. Number 6, Always at Ease, owned by Benjamin Gase, trained by Keith DeSormo, rider switch to Jareth Loveberry. Number 7, Miss New York, owned by MO Racing USA, Jorge Delgado trains Jose Morelos in town to ride. Number 8, Flashy Gem, the daughter of Bolt Doro, is owned by Spendthrift Farm, trained by Brad Cox with Johnny Velasquez. Number 9, She Will Ghost You, owned by Red TR Racing LOC, Rick Dawson. Kentucky Derby winning trainer Eric Reed sends this one out with Derby winning jockey Sonny Leone. Number 10, Medallia Forever, owned by Chuck Fipke, trained by Rusty Arnold with Fernando De La Cruz. And completing the field for the Bourbonnais Oaks to the outside, number 11, AG Bullet. She's owned by Calvin Wynn and Joey Tron. George Papadramu, the trainer, and Umberto Rispoli, the jockey. And they are racing in the 41st running of the Bourbonnais Oaks. It was a fast start for the favorite Botanical. Flashy Gem races up into second from between horses. Renegade Rebel, she wants the lead, and she's intent on splitting horses here. And those 3 across the course on to run the first turn. Long Shot, Always at Ease, away in the 4th position to the inside. Making the stateside debut is Bolivie, away in the 5th position, about 6 off the pace. She Will Ghost You for the Derby winner. She's 6 and about 7 off the lead early. 30 Thou Kelvin, and Corrales is next. A link to Miss New York. Then a couple links further back as they head up the backside. It is Medallia Forever. And at the back of the pack, AG Bullet. The quarter, 24-2. No excuses here. Even money favorite Botanical showing the way. She's undefeated here at Turfway and shows the way by 2 as they approach the half-mile stage. Renegade Rebel in second. Flashy Gem and Johnny V in the clear from third. Always at Ease and J Love to the inside 4. Still 5. Back to Bolivie. Now starting to move to the outside of horses as they head into the far turn run. There goes AG Bullet, who fires up into 5th. Half mile 48-2. Botanical still showing the way. Here comes her stablemate, Flashy Gem, who moves a closer second. AG Bullet now 3rd to the outside of Renegade Rebel as they race around the turn. 1 quarter to go. Botanical took him through 3 quarters, 1:13-2, and she comes to the top of the lane with her ears up. It's Botanical doing it nicely up top, but Flashy Jim is bearing down to the outside. AG Bullet still third. One final furlong to go for Botanical, who's still finding Landero, shaking her up, and she is responding. Flashy Jim up into second. Botanical with the lead, and Botanical in full bloom to the wire. Botanical was best in the Bourbon and Oaks. She's a perfect 4 for 4 here at Turfway, and she goes all the way 144 and 2. Botanical, an impressive performance to take the Bourbon and Oaks. Entering the winner's circle for the third time today, his third stake win. Here's jockey Chris Landeros, this time with number 5, Botanical. Botanical, she's a 3-year-old bay daughter by Medaglia d'Oro, out of the Blame mare named Days. Botanical is owned by Ellen J. Foxwood in partnership with Clearsky Farms, the winning trainer Brad Cox, and the winning jockey Chris Landeros. On the card for trainer Brad Cox and 3 stake wins for Chris Landeros. Now number 5, Botanical. This is her 4th lifetime victory. She's a perfect 4 for 4 here at Turfway. She goes gate to wire in the Bourbon and Oaks in 144.47 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to direct your attention into the winner's circle, where the Speaker of the Kentucky House of Representatives, Mr. David Osborne, on hand to make the trophy presentation to the winning connections of number 5, Botanical, Ellen J. Foxwoods, Clearsky Farms, trainer Brad Cox, and Chris Landeros for their impressive victory here, taking the Bourbon and Oaks gate to wire. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you here on track, if you look out to in front of the winner's circle, parading in front of the grandstand, there is your 2022 Kentucky Derby winner, Rich Strike. Rich Strike walking in front of the grandstand. He will be in the paddock for this race, parading for all of you to come take a look at a Derby winner. It'll remain in the paddock here. Here they come onto the track for the 52nd running of the Jeff Ruby Stakes, a Grade 3 stake event, $700,000 guaranteed, and a road to the Kentucky Derby points race. 3-year-olds to go a mile and 1/8 here. Let's meet the field for the Jeff Ruby Stakes. Number 1, Major Dude, owned by Spendthrift Farm, trained by Todd Pletcher with Arad Ortiz. Numbers 2 and 3 are Scratch. Number 4, 3 Chimneys Farms, Fantastic Again, trained by Wesley Ward with Gerardo Corrales. Number 5, Maker's Candy, owned by Paradise Farms Corp. Max's Stable, got a racing stable. Also David Staudacre, trained by Mike Maker, who's won this race 6 times, and Alberto Rispoli up top. Number 6, Baby Billy. Baby Billy, owned by Reeves Thoroughbred Racing. Stephen Rocco and William Branch, trained by Jack Sisterson. Joe Talabo has the call. Number 7 is Beverly Anderson and Ed Seltzer's Bluebirds Over, the son of English Channel, trained by Safi Joseph Jr. Edgard Zayas, in from South Florida to ride. Number 8, the Battaglia winner, Congruent, owned by Tammy Bobo and Lugamo Racing Stable, trained by Antonio Sano with Sonny Leone. Number 9, Escapeologist, owned by Walking L Thoroughbreds, trained by Kenny McPeak with Alex Ashard. Number 10, the Street Sits winner, Two Fills, owned by Patricia's Hope, trained by Larry Ravelli with Jareth Loveberry. Number 11, Wadsworth, owned by Godolphin and trained by Brad Cox. Chris Landeros has the call. Number 12, Point Proven, owned in partnership by Rapoli Stables and St. Elias Stable. Todd Pletcher trains, and Johnny Velasquez up top. That's the field of 10 to go a mile and 16th in the 52nd edition of the Jeff Ruby Stakes. Win, play, show, exacta, try, daily double, superfecta, and super high five wagering offered. Post time in 7 minutes. And they are racing in the 52nd running of the Grade 3 Jeff Ruby Stakes. It was a good beginning for Fantastic again. Bluebirds over, away in the second position. Major Dude at 8-5 away towards the inside of him as they race by us for the first time. Wadsworth tugging hard up to the outside of Two Phils as they race towards the opening turn. Down on the inside, Congruent a bit headstrong there, a length in front of Maker's Candy. Second last as they work around the turn is Point Proven, and Escapeologist will have to do it from the back. About 13 lengths from top to bottom. They work around the opening turn in the Ruby. 6 furlongs to go. Fantastic again, showing the way 3 parts of a length. Bluebirds over from second. Wadsworth in the clear, tugging hard against a jock from third. Major Dude sequestered along the rail from fourth, covered up by both Baby Billy and Two Phils to the outside of him. 3 lengths back to Congruent. The Battaglia winner is a length in front of Maker's Candy. Then Point Proven, and a length and a half back to Escapeologist. Half mile 47 and 4. Into the far turn in the Jeff Ruby Stakes, and they go 3 across the course, chasing Fantastic again. Wadsworth to the outside, Bluebirds over in the middle, and here comes Major Dude up the inside as they race around the turn. Fantastic again has quickened 2 clear of Major Dude, who's to the inside of second. There goes J Love and Two Phils moving with the favorite as they race around the turn. 3/4, 111 and 4, and here they come to the top of the home stretch in a Grade 3 Jeff Ruby Stakes, and up to the outside, Two Phils sweeping up and after the lead. Major Dude from between horses. That's all for Fantastic again. 1 furlong to go, and the son of Hard Spun, Two Phils, is opening up here. What a performance, an impassioned run by Two Phils, who's drawing away with authority. Two Phils, brilliant, taking the Jeff Ruby Stakes, a prime performance. He won by over a half a dozen. In just a half a dozen Saturdays from now, he has a date to run for the roses. Into the winner's circle. Number 10, Two Phils. An extraordinary winner here of the Jeff Ruby Stakes. Number 10, Two Phils, a 3-year-old chestnut gold by Hard Spun out of the General Quarters mare named Mia Tori. The winner's owned by Philip Sagan and Patricia's Hope LLC, trained by Larry Ravelli and Jareth Loveberry. The winning jockey, number 10, Two Phils. He won the Street Sense, he wins the Ruby, and he's taken Riv back to Louisville. Two Phils, impressive here, taking the Jeff Ruby Stakes, 149.03 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, directing your attention into the winner's circle, where J-Love and Larry Ravelli joining Mr. Jeff Ruby here, and Michael Taylor alongside here as they make the trophy presentation to Two Phils, the official winner of the 52nd running of the Jeff Ruby Stakes. The winning owner, Patricia's Hope and Philip Sagan, Larry Ravelli, Jareth Loveberry, and making the trophy presentation, Mr. Jeff Ruby. Congratulations to Two Phils, who 6 weeks from now has a Saturday date in Louisville. They are racing in the Ruby Nightcap. And Fancy Cabernet had an alert start, and she quickly dives over to the fence and has the lead on the run the first turn. So Fancy Cabernet showing the way by a length to Varsity Blonde from the clear in second. Couture d'Oro, the long shot from third, just towards the inside of Boppy, who is fourth. From between horses, Fast and Happy on the stretch out. The favorite is fifth as they work around the opening turn. La Village Lumieres right to her flank to the outside as they straighten up for the backstretch journey. Then it is Lady Squared and Audrey's Willow. They're about 9 lengths off the lead, a length in front. I had that one too. Then a length back to Vogelsong, and Sweet Area is at the back of the pack. The quarter kind of quick for this distance, 23-2. Fancy Cabernet still leading, still showing the way to Varsity Blonde. Those two almost on even terms. As Boppy now moves a closer third as they have just outside 3/8 of a mile to go. We trail back 5 lengths to Fast and Happy at 2-1. She is fourth and has about 8 lengths to raise as they race around the turn. Still chasing Fancy Cabernet, who's showing the way by a length and a half to Varsity Blonde. There goes Boppy, cut loose to the outside. Now Fast and Happy. She's found her stride, and here she comes with a menacing rush toward the inside of Apriotti, top of the home stretch. And Fancy Cabernet still there, still fighting with Boppy. These two square off as they straightaway to the top of the home stretch. And from between horses, Boppy showing the way. Here is Apriotti, who's ranging up to the outside. They're inside the final 16th, and Apriotti opening up on Boppy. And Apriotti, well prepared by Cherie, is going to win, gathered up by almost a length to the end. Boppy was second, then it was I Had That One Too, and Fancy Cabernet. And completing the high five was Fast and Happy in 138-2. Winner number 4, Apriotti, a 3-year-old bay daughter of City of Light out of the Twirling Candy Mare, named Sweet Invention. The winner's owned by Belladonna Racing and Ed Hudson, the winning trainer Cherie DeVoe, and the winning jockey Edgar Zayas. Apriotti breaks her maiden year start number 2 on synthetic debut. Quick time, 138-2. And the race official, price is up, $17.56, $13.58, $10.20 on the winner. Double, $113.86, 50-cent try, $443.59, exacta $134.48. Pick 4, $656.55, the dime super is $715.26. Winning pick 3, $510 for $120 for that 50-cent investment. The super high 5 carries $2,189.27.